Story time update here. Today's story is a little different than the past ones. This one's more product based, about skis. And first off, I got this North Face ski bag here. It's already kind of a vintage bag. Been around for a while. Kind of an awesome like plaid print we got on this thing, and it is it's heavy. It's gotta be. I don't know how much it weighs. It definitely would be over the limit if I was flying with it. Let's open it up. Let's see what we got. So, I'm going to be talking about kind of ski evolution and design. When I first got on the Atomic team, which has been quite a while now, they had a bunch of already rad rockered skis in the line. Of course, the Ben Shettlers. They had a blog, which was a kind of like the Ben Shetler 110 right now, twin tipped, kind of evenly flexed ski. And then they had one called the Atlas, which was like a real stiff, straight, flat tailed ski, but had rocker in the tip and kind of the classic like Darren Ralph ski. And then Dana Flair and we started working with Atomic to create what was first called the Automatic. And then the Automatic evolved into the Backland 117. And now the Backland 117 has evolved into the Maverick 115. So kind of a cool progression through. And this ski bag has some of that history in it. And I thought that'd be kind of cool to share. So first up right here, we got this prototype version of these. This was the Automatic. And you can see we have like a carbon plate under here and carbon stringers in the tip and tail. And it was just kind of cool to this version to see just how the construction was. Poplar wood core. Kind of cool to see that like profile in there. Got these cool classic old Atomic bindings. And Horizon Tech had just come out. And you can see I did some like personal modding, like shaving down the Horizon Tech. Forget the type of, I think it's ABS plastic that was in the tip, and I wanted a little more out of it, so I did some hand shaping to that. So there's prototype. This one is cool. This was like a production run when we were in proto phase. Now with Atomic, pretty much athlete wise, we're almost exclusively all skiing on production run skis. There's a few anomalies of that, like I think Amar and maybe even Wheezy both have had some skis that have had like a little extra stiffness to them. But for the most part, we're skiing on production run skis. And the only time we're kind of skiing on something that isn't that looks different than what it is if we're in prototype phase. That happened with the Ben Shettlers a little bit, with the Mavericks a little bit, and with this was the blog graphic, but this was an actual Automatic. And so this was our first Automatic. I was filming on this. It wasn't released yet, so we were skiing on it, but it still just looked like the blog, which also was a super fun ski. While we were in that prototype phase, we used that graphic just to have a current graphic that because we didn't really even have one for the Automatic, or for the Automatic yet. Deeper in here, let's dig. Oh, we got Backland 109 evolution in the Backland series. This was Automatic V like 2 or 3. So yeah, you can kind of see that coming out. Looks like another Backland 109 in here. And then this one's pretty cool. So backtrack here. In this prototype, we had carbon stringer in the tips and tail. In this, I think actually in the final version, we ended up with titanium stringers in the tips and in the tails for the automatic, and you can see here, this was like a display ski. So this what they had at shops, and same thing, you could kind of see into the ski, you could see the poplar core, and then this one had some info about titanium SPB, sprocket power boosters. I think that was just a fun term we came up with. Just creating that rebound and dampening, and keeping it lightweight. So this had stability for the running length and edge hold, to kind of the features. And then you see back here, talking about carbon version of the same thing, and the Ben Shetler had that. So a little bit lighter, still poppy and springy. And these are kind of cool because these were like, this wasn't really like a production ski. This was just made to be a display ski to kind of teach people in the ski shop about what was going on. Talks about the powder rocker, the shape, the directional shape, powder rocker and the tip and tail, with all these sections kind of marked off, and the clear look to it so you could see inside the ski, which is always kind of fun. Some of the production run skis have that kind of style to them sometimes, but this one was overly kind of done like that. So this one's unique. It's not like any of the automatics or the Ben Shetlers, because it has the titanium in the tip and the carbon in the tail, kind of demonstrating the construction between the two different skis. But as I said, this one here was a proto with carbon and carbon, and then I think the final version automatic was titanium and titanium. And then, yeah, that slowly evolved into the Backland 117. Shapes changed a few times within that. And then as we developed with the team to get the new Maverick 115, it took from the evolution of all these skis and things we've learned and shapes. And there's not, the style of the ski and kind of what it does has some similarities. With the Maverick, we flattened the tail a little bit. We're trying to change and kind of fit the skis within the line. At this time, there was only the Ben Shetler 120. So now that we have Ben Shetler 110, Ben Shetler 100, the Maverick kind of became more directional, whereas back when this was the automatic, it was still kind of a mid-ski, a fit between what the Ben Shetler could do and say what that hard charging kind of Ralph ski could do. So it's cool to see how that middle ground's come around, and it's fun to share this kind of bag of skis here and history and info of where we've come and where we've been along the way. Thanks for watching.